Recently I saw the trailer and corresponding gameplay for an upcoming PvP tactical shooter set in space called Boundary. The game actually looks really promising with a load of customization options, well-balanced gameplay from an early trailer, a unique atmosphere, no pun intended, with a beautiful design and art style. So for everyone else who knows about Boundary and is excited for it, it's time to take a look at the first shooter set in space, Shattered Horizon. Released in 2009 and developed by FutureMark Game Studios, FutureMark is actually a software developer that creates benchmarking tools. They finally decided to give their hand at game development, and Shattered Horizon was born, a PvP tactical first-person shooter set in space. One of the very rare games to have full complete freedom of movement, as well as running on DirectX 10 when it came out. This game was one of those can-it-run crisis situations. It pushed systems to the limit, as well as pushing its players' skills online. Shattered Horizon allowed you to pick between two teams, the ISA or International Space Agency, or the Moon Mining Cooperative, aka the MMC. Set in the year 2049, man is back on the moon, and the companies that took him there are reaping a huge profit. This greed soon leads to an accident, a catastrophic explosion, and now it's up to you to pick a team, whether the ISA or the MMC, to fight for control of the Ark, fragments of the moon that settled around Earth. Control for the Ark now means the difference between survival and death in the coldness of space. When Shattered Horizon first released, it only had one primary weapon, the RK-41V-MPAC. It's a classic assault rifle with an optical scope and an underslung grenade launcher. This added a heavy tactical element to Shattered Horizon. There was also no iron sight, so it was purely shoot from the hip. You could aim down a little telescope like a sniper rifle, but that's necessarily not an iron sight. You can imagine with one single weapon for every player, the tactical element was purely based on skill and not necessarily what weapon you were using, like most shooters. Later on, however, down the line, this was changed in the firepower update, adding your basic weapons like an assault rifle, SMG, shotgun, railgun, machine gun, and pistol. Shattered Horizon continued to thrive for a while until August 2014 and was quietly removed from Steam stores due to lack of time and attention from FutureMark Studios. You can still get keys for Shattered Horizon on reseller sites, but the online community is dead, and you can only really play with bots. But now we have Boundary to look forward to. Boundary looks to me to be the next Shattered Horizon, and I hope it thrives and does better than Shattered Horizon ever did when it was alive. It's not that Shattered Horizon did bad, it's just that it did okay. A tactical online shooter set in space was a little bit tough to grasp for a lot of people. The online community with what it is today, and competitive shooters, I do think this thing, Boundary, is gonna blow up and maybe become the next esport kind of thing. As sad as that would be to see it turn into a degraded thing such as esports, I do believe Boundary deserves everyone's attention. And if you are just now hearing of Shattered Horizon, it is still a fun game to play regardless whether you're playing against bots or you manage to find one or two people who still play this thing online. There is a thriving Shattered Horizon community, but rallying them all together to play one single game is kinda tough. Servers are still active, be them fan servers, and you can still gain access to Shattered Horizon through key sites for about $10, maybe even less nowadays. Shattered Horizon was one of those games that struck me the moment I saw it. I really enjoyed the backstory and the lore for it. It's interesting. The trailers are amazingly produced, and the weapons, be it from the original one-gun assault rifle to the weapon pack with your standard shotguns and pistols and yada yada, those are all really solid weapons. The graphics and lighting still hold up today even for a game that was released in 2009, and sometimes it's great to just start up a map all by yourself and go exploring that area, take in that atmosphere, gorgeous lighting, and enjoy the view of that horizon.